there was one story where it was about the hunter and the gatherer. And the way the story went was, let's say back in the day, there's the husband and wife, right? And the hunter is the one that goes out for the day and goes to hunt and look for food to bring home to his family. So he goes out, he finds whatever animal and kills it and brings it home, and he's done. That's his job. His job is to go hunt, right? And he's good. Like, he doesn't sit down and talk about it. He doesn't want to talk to his others. He's just that tough guy that's like, he's the hunter. Versus someone who's more of a gatherer is someone who might go out and pick berries. And when they pick berries, they'll identify where this trail has this many berries, that trail has some berries that are not so good, right? So when they get back, they come back and they start talking about, with all their other gatherers, all the other people, they want to talk about, well, this is how I found this bush of berries, and don't go this way, and they're back and forth, right? So if a hunter and a gatherer are together and they're sitting at dinner at night and the gatherer wants to talk, and the hunter, it's just not his thing, right? Like, he doesn't want to talk. That's not his thing. And it's not because of anything other than he just want to talk. But the gatherer, when they try to talk to the hunter, they immediately get insulted, right? Because, let's say the man who's the hunter goes to work and, he works all day and then he comes home, and the wife who doesn't work is now talking to her husband at dinner and asking him questions about his day. And he's like, one word answers, good. How was your day? Good. What did you do? Nah, not much. Right. And like, now the gatherer's like, wanting to get into it. Like, how was the meeting? What did you talk about? Did you have any issues? How can I help? Right. Like, and, the whole concept there is that the gatherer, because of the way that the hunter is responding, right, immediately starts to think that there's something wrong. Like, he doesn't want to talk to me. And now there's self-doubt, and now it starts to build up, and now there's friction in the relationship. And he's now like thinking she's annoying, and she's thinking that he's doing something, or something's going on, that they're not communicating and it's not working, right? Well, this actually was a true story and happened. And this one couple within their program had this issue. And the solution was that the hunter, once they identified it, now his job was to, when he came home, but he was going to talk about 3 things about his day, right? And they agreed on, okay, like, whatever it is that he did all day, he'll write it down. So it was kind of funny when they were telling the story, because on the ride home in his car, what he would do is he would start thinking about, all right, what are the 3 things I'm going to start talking about when I get to dinner tonight, and he would kind of map it out before he got home. And when he got home, right, because he loves his wife. It's not about like not loving his wife or wanting to talk to him. It's just who he is. And his wife, like, she loves him, and they're just not communicating. They're not getting one another, right? So now, from what happened was, the man would come home, they'd have dinner, and then he would tell 3 things about his day to the wife. And, the wife would be ecstatic and happy, and they would talk. And now she'd start to understand more about what's going on in his life. And now, their marriage got way better from just that simple concept. And it was just, a miscommunication, right? So being able to go through that process, I could start writing emails around that concept, right? And now explaining that, and I would be hitting on different types of people, right? And for the record, it could be the man that's home and the woman that's working, and the woman doesn't want to talk and the man wants to talk, right? So don't misunderstand like the genders. It's just the story, right? So the whole concept there is, you're going to be sending very different emails to the hunter and the gatherer, right? And when you identify which each of them are, then you got to tell stories in, their mindset, their issues, their objections, their disbeliefs, right? So, immediately we can go and if we identify that there's a hunter and a gatherer, in a marriage, like we can speak to the people in a way where they'll be able to relate to what we're saying, right? And they may just have that issue in their marriage where we can save it, right? And get them to take an action. And the beauty of Stacey and Paul's program is it's not like we have to send something where, all right, we got through to the husband, but the wife doesn't want to do it. Well, the whole point here is that they only need one person to transform a relationship, right? So you don't have to get the man and the woman to agree to go see a marriage counselor, sit down together. That's just not their program. It's not their business. And that's why it works so well. So, those are the kind of things that when you're using your surveys and you're asking questions, you need to know who it is you want to talk to. And then you got to try to ask questions in a way that you identify what that kind of person is, right? It could be surveys around what kind of buying persona you have. It could be around your hobbies and your likes and, things of that nature. The more you understand your product, the more you understand your avatar makes it much easier for you to be able to craft all of these different emails.